Municipal buildings come down.
There we
Festivities
go.
begin at 10 a.m. on Park Avenue. The city is building a new
All right.
municipal.
I'm live
So fear and
on this
uncertainty,
one.
what's the second thing?
And how it's playing out for people. So there's a lot of people who want to move, and there's a lot of people who are.
And I would say even with the lower interest rate, there's still the fear and uncertainty surrounding everything.
Right, because a quarter point is not that impactful if you're scared. You know, like it did. So what I'm finding no, God, no. I have been running around like a psycho. Temperature's good. Fear and certainty are keeping people from making sound decisions. And I'm seeing that play out in the conversations I'm having. And what I have been thinking about is how how it plays out for people is I recognize that there are stages people need to go through, kind of like the stages of grief. Like, you know, there's, and I made myself notes so I wouldn't, but the preparation stage where people are just thinking about what would it be like to move lasts a really long time for some people. And that's okay. They shouldn't be pushed by a real estate agent ahead of that. Like there's a natural evolution. And those three phases are evaluation, preparation, and then action.
Eval, prep, action.
Yeah. And there is a misconception that if you talk to a real estate professional, we got to sell your house. And I think it might be reassuring to people to understand that just because you have a conversation with a quality real estate professional, it doesn't mean you're signing up to sell your house.
Right.
But we do have tools that can help people no matter where they are in this phase, in these phases, that can help people and that provide certainty and confidence.
Gotcha.
And
so
breaking that down for people, because I feel people are like, oh, I don't want to bother you. You're so busy.
Right.
Like,
right.
but no,
Right,
like
right.
this is my job. My role is to be your consultant and your guide.
Right.
And
so the fear and uncertainty, let's stay on that for as long as we can and wrap that around everything.
Right.
That's gonna that's
in
gonna
community,
in
in
everything. Yeah.
I see it on Nextdoor. I see it on Facebook. I see it everywhere.
Gotcha.
So.
Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today. Did you know you can donate real estate too?
You've seen them holiday decorations. The stores. Chris Chandler, Wise Guys Pro Wash keeps my home's exterior looking great, so now my clean home will shine when they put up my holiday lights. Custom design, they provide the lights, install everything, and when the season's over, they pack and store it for me.
How was your week?
It's good. It's good. Just excited to have the surgery Monday.
Let Wise Guys lights
And
your holidays this year.
As you go through your end of season,
I got the.
add call and seal cooling and heating to the checklist.
Excuse me. I got all the equipment to do the show for my house.
So don't send your air conditioner into hibernation without a checkup from our specialist.
Cool.
If you've noticed your system
But I don't want to do
weird
it from the house
sounds,
too
smells,
long.
or changes in air flow,
Yeah, when we've done those, what do you call them, clean feeds from like when I was in California and I did it, you lose the dynamic interaction between us and that
Right.
face-to-face.
Yeah. No. Next Saturday out. No, we don't have a show next Saturday. Saturday after. So we don't know the time of the Georgia game.
Right.
The whatever that second Saturday of October is. But what I was going to say was I will be here for that. So I had the surgery Monday. I'm going to do my show Tuesday from the house. Probably do it Wednesday. I may do it that because I'm off again Thursday. So I may do Tuesday and Wednesday from the house.
Just for good measure. Yeah.
Because, you know, they want you to move around and they want you to walk. You know what I mean? And so,
downtown, it's
and
just called
hey, I'm not taking that. You know, I got the tramadol, but I'm not taking. I don't like the narcotics. I'll take regular ibuprofen. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I got a fairly high pain tolerance. You know, I mean, I walked around with this hip and for a couple of years, and you know, the doctor asked me, well, what's the pain? Like, I don't know, 5, 6, you know. And he's like, you just walk, don't take. I said, no, don't. The only thing that bothers me is really what it looks like. When I walk by a glass pane window and I see myself, like, you know what I mean? That's when I'm like, I got to get this fixed.
I'm Daphne, down 95.5.
All right,
Let's go.
let's do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1:07 on a Saturday afternoon. That means it's time for Inside Georgia Real Estate with my friend and my sister. Her name is Deborah Morton. She is the realtor and a broker, and owner of Agency Atlanta. Deborah, how are you this Saturday?
Shelley, I'm glad to be here. Go Dogs tonight. We
Absolutely.
play in Alabama at 7:00, which means we have the car guys. I'm here. It's a fun Saturday in Atlanta.
404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Those are the numbers to call. Deborah's here to take all of your questions around Georgia real estate. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Give us a call. Deborah, so here's how it works. Deborah comes in and we talk and say, hey, what do we want to talk about today? And you said something. I want to hear what you have to say about this because I see it, but I don't know how it impacts real estate.
And what we're talking about is the uncertainty in the marketplace and the economy and in our country. And you know, I am a proponent for community, building community. As a realtor, as a real estate professional, my job is to help people preserve the value of their land. That is the most important thing in my profession. But it also aligns with my ethics and my commitment to civic contribution is to promote community. And what I'm seeing right now in the conversations I'm having and my team, everybody, we talk about this routinely. There's so much in the news, and there was a lot of big news in real estate this week with mergers and acquisitions and more class action lawsuits coming. What that does is create uncertainty for people. Yet we deal in homes, and homes are where people need to feel confident and certain with themselves, with their family. They have to have a high level of confidence that they're safe, they're secure. And the way the world is going right now, there's a lot of fear. So where that brings me to in talking to people, because I've met with several really amazing people in the last couple of weeks who were afraid they were wasting my time. And I think
explain explain that.
Because they're not ready to move, but they have questions. And that's my job as a guide and a consultant. Your trusted real estate professional is supposed to be your guide and your consultant. It is not about sticking a sign in the yard and putting your property on the MLS and waiting. That is so below what a true professional does. What I find myself doing are having these conversations about and assuring people that the process of selling and buying homes there is a normal phase, and I break it down into 3 segments. And that first phase is just evaluation, and that could be years in the making. You know, your kids are in high school and you start talking about what are we going to do after the kids are done with school, or your kids are in college. And when you're finally done writing that check to Georgia, what are we going to do? What do we want our life to look like? Or the kids have been gone and you're so that evaluation phase can be short or it can be long. But most people don't want to talk to a real estate professional, but that's the time when they have questions. That's the time when it would be the best time to bounce some ideas off of somebody who knows what they're talking about.
But I can understand, like, if I wouldn't want, I can understand where I'd be hesitant to say, well, Deborah, she's really busy. She owns a brokerage. I don't want to bother her. I can understand that thought.
Or I don't want to be bombarded with a pushy agent who's just trying to sell my house.
Right.
And I understand that. There are many people who think if I talk to a salesperson, I'm committed. And that's not true. Not with the professionals, not with the people who are good at their job. I'm not naive. I do know there are people out there who operate that way, but that's not the good ones.
Right.
And that preparation phase,
are they good because of that?
That's one piece of what makes them good.
Gotcha.
It's important to build relationships, but you have to trust where you're getting your information. And this is part of the uncertainty with the mergers and acquisitions coming in the real estate industry. It's basically the short version to bring everybody up to speed is there's mergers and acquisitions happening that could create a monopoly sized mega company, and that's a
mega realtor
yes. There's battles going on for power and control, market share domination, and Wall Street tactics are infiltrating the real estate market. But there will never be a way to replace personalized service and care and concern for your family.
Right.
And we all know Wall Street doesn't care about your family.
Right.
It's the bottom line. Yet, if you invest in these companies, you can make money that way. So I'm not here to judge right or wrong. Is it good? Is it bad? Or is anything? But I am here to help people understand that there are normal phases that you're going to go through as you evaluate whether it's time to sell your home and to buy a next one and to make a move. And it's okay. And we have at the agency, we have developed key things that will help you along those stages as you figure it out. In this early evaluation stage, most people are just curious, like, what's my home worth? What could I net? What's going on in the marketplace? And they don't want to meet with me in person. But that's a great time to have a Zoom, sign up, use our tools that allow you online to check your home value, get your market data. You can go to our website and sign up for that. And there's no pressure. There's no obligation. And you can sit there for years if you want. And I have helped people who were using my online tools for 4 and 5 years before that time comes.
Let me ask you this. This is just part of what the example you used. When someone just wants to know what their home is worth, isn't it worth it not to do it on your own and go through an expert like you? Because you can tell a person, yeah, that's what it says here, but if you do this, it's worth this. And
that's true. But technology has changed things. And so what's happened is with the changes in technology, there's a zillion online tools. This phase, you should be concerned about protecting your data. Gotcha. Because of all the online tools there are now. These companies sell your information to agents like me. I have these partnerships in place where you go online and to a third-party company and you put in your home address. Your information is sold not just to me, but to many, many, many brokers. Gotcha. And that distribution of your data, I mean, we could go down a rabbit hole about that. But there are, who do you trust? That's why I developed the mobile app, because I know I'm not selling anybody's data. That's why I have that. And I'm not the only one. There are other reputable out there companies that do this as well. But you should be concerned about protecting your data and not putting too much out there, because it's going to be regurgitated. And all of this is in the essence of helping you better. I'm air quoting, helping you better. They're going to modify. But that's also the time where you start browsing for homes to buy, because, well, we're not ready to sell, but we don't know where we're going. And that's where your data is getting pulled into it as well. Then the next phase is preparation. And that preparation phase could be it's 18 months ahead of when you actually think you're going to sell. We have these deep dive checklists that will provide to people so that you don't need to come out at that point. If you want us to, we will, and help you evaluate your siding, your windows, your deck, your decor, you know, all of those things, all the things. Yeah. And that's when people sometimes think, yeah, that's when they think they need to reach out to us, and that's fine too. But it's a normal phase. But that phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 is where you actually take action. And that's where the Agency Advantage program kicks into gear.
What is the Agency Advantage program?
It is a strategic analysis, marketing plan, and sales package to help you get your home sold. That's when you're actually ready to take action. And we don't have to do that, or like it would be inappropriate to do that prematurely.
404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Those are the numbers to call. Deborah is the owner of Agency Atlanta, and she's also a Georgia real estate expert. So,
and I eliminate fear and uncertainty for people.
Absolutely. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Those are the numbers. Give us a call. We will be right back.
It was a freaky week in real estate.
So go talk more about that, because it seemed like you were talking insider stuff, and I think people are interested to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but nothing is solid. It's all media hype at this moment.
But talk about
okay. We'll talk about it.
And it also prepares people for
more changes.
Yeah. And not only more changes, but why dealing with you skirts around all of these big changes.
Right. Well, and we don't know where the industry is going, but nobody knows where anything is going right now. The whole economy is up in the air.
Yeah. When we come back, talk about that. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to say, hey, you talked about some industry mergers and acquisitions. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Yeah. And it also, as I always say, it establishes you as the complete expert.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So, landscape. My mom thought last week was the best guest I've had so far. My mom always listens,
right.
And she thought that Scott was great,
right.
Talking about landscaping.
To be honest with you, I thought it was interesting. See, I'm the best gauge.
Oh yeah, because you don't know anything about
right. And not only do I not know anything, I'm like looking, but I'm not looking. I don't have, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm like the perfect person that I can listen if it's interesting. And it was interesting. And it really talked to me about, like, I go past homes that have perfectly manicured lawns.
Yes.
And they look great.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They absolutely look great. And you drive by, you say, oh my God, that's awesome.
And it's beautiful, right?
It's beautiful. But when you stop at the light, you think to yourself, man, I wonder how much that costs him to upkeep. Mm-hmm. And that's your first thought. So that's why it was interesting to have a guy on there, because.
So, and I talked to a lady this week who also, it was really interesting because she said she's going to be selling in a couple of years, and she had never worked on her septic system before. And we've talked about septics, and I was on with Dave Baker with the Scorpion septic guy, and we talked about septics and like what to do and the life cycle of a septic system and that kind of stuff. That she's like, I had no idea. It was so interesting. And I was like, all right, that's what I do.
And you weren't invited. Better call Brandon to get those squirrels out. Dave Baker here from Brandon Pest Management. Getting wildlife out of your home is challenging. You need a pro to do your job right. Brandon will send a highly trained wildlife expert to secure all the entry points, trap and remove the squirrels, dispose of their nesting, plus disinfect and deodorize. It'll be like they were never there. And under the Brandon Wildlife Guarantee, you stay protected. If any squirrels return, you're covered at no additional cost, and you'll never be hit with an annual increase. Brandon Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. BRGA Pets.
lot of tree companies out there, but only one in Atlanta that has been in business for over 60 years, and that's Heath Tree Service. Whether you need tree removal or tree pruning
When
work done,
Kevin
our
was talking
certified
about
arborists are
the guy who
experts
called
in
in
all
about
aspects of tree
waxing his
care.
car,
If you're looking for quality,
I was laughing
professional tree
out loud
care,
about
call Heath
Kevin's
Tree Service
tism
or find
showing
us
out
online
about where
at
he remembers the code and the.
heathTreeService.com.
It was like he was remembering right from his brain.
Right.
I was like,
Right.
dude, that's a crazy level of.
Right, of knowledge.
This year, it's also my anniversary. Computer if you're on Windows 10. So you actually do need to update for your own good and safety, and Vision Computers can help you transfer to Windows 11. How do you do it? You call them at 404-COMPUTE and say, Eric sent you, I need some help. They can get you upgraded to Windows 11. It is for your own good and safety and that of your company that you move to Windows 11 because of the security updates, if nothing else. So call Vision Computer at 404-COMPUTE or go to visioncomputers.com. Tell them Eric sent you. You might be able to save some money. You got to get it done before October 14th.
Is crazy how hard to figure out all the different tech
Let Vision Computer
pieces.
take care of you. 404-COMPUTER.
Morton, she is the broker and owner of Agency Atlanta. So, Deborah, when we were going to break during our openings, our opening segment, you said there are a bunch of news this week, mergers and acquisitions and changes possibly in the real estate business. Can you kind of draw that out a little bit?
Nothing is sorted out yet, but there was an announcement that Anywhere and Compass. There was Compass purchase Anywhere for a stock in stock, and Anywhere has many brands: Century 21, ERA, Better Homes and Gardens. Like there's a lot. Coldwell Banker, many brands are rolled under this one corporation, and Compass is another one. And I used to be with them. Like
Gotcha.
I know a lot about it, and they're a good company. So are all the other companies. But this merger of sorts is there's a lot of different ideas about why and how and what it's going to do to the industry. It's big. It is a really big deal. So where like I am an independent owner operator, but I am affiliated with national and international brokerages. Prior to that, I was an indie. I was a little independent. So what's going to happen to the industry is the conversation right now when there's a monolithic, like just this giant one big company, or what, and what will that do to the data? Because technology has changed so much of what we're doing. It doesn't replace the person-to-person conversations, but all of this was kicked off also by the online platforms like Zillow having such strong market share, and they own all the data. So real estate and all of the data that comes with it is what is being fought over right now. It's not.
Gotcha.
It's not the land.
It's not the land of the homes.
Right. It's the rest of it. So that's what's happening. At the same time, there is another class action lawsuit that's been filed by the same attorney group that brought the last lawsuit against the National Association of Realtors, and they won. And it has definitely changed things about how we do. That same attorney firm is trying to get class action lawsuit filed against Zillow for unfair business practices. Now, it hasn't even gotten class action status yet, but we have no reason to believe it won't. I mean, this attorney firm was highly effective at pushing their will. And
why are they doing it? Do you know?
Well, it's attorney Shelley, come on.
No, I'm saying, but, I mean,
money.
is it? No, I know it's money, but what's the benefit to the consumer for them doing this? Was there a benefit to the consumer?
So the principle behind it is that transparency is better for the consumer, which in theory we all agree about.
Right.
In theory, they were believing that there was not, it wasn't fair. There wasn't negotiating ability commissions, and everybody thought, yay, we don't have to pay our realtors.
Right,
But that's not what actually has happened.
right.
And consumers have been hurt a little bit because the consequences of that lawsuit has put things into play that make it harder for consumers to find the information they need.
Because of the
Because
percentage.
because of the way it played
Yeah,
out.
gotcha.
The attorneys who worked this out, like, frankly, they were awful
Right.
at that. But in the industry, agents have been too protected, and that's part of the National Association. Now, the Zillow piece, I know we got to go to commercial break. The Zillow piece is super interesting because their business practices may actually be unfair. I don't know.
Right. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Those are the numbers to call for your questions to ask Deborah Morton, owner of Agency Atlanta. We'll be right back. I gotta pee. I'll be right back. Oh.
Those wire shelves in your closet are just a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. Dave Baker for Artisan Custom Closets. At Artisan, we see it all the time. The wire
I
shelves
lost my
come
camera.
crashing down. Close.